What I'm about to share might completely change the way you look at everyday food, and it could explain why your legs don't feel as strong or steady as they used to. Many people assume that feeling weaker with age is simply unavoidable. Slower steps, heavier legs, a slight loss of balance, these are often accepted as just part of getting older. But what if that's not entirely true? What if something much more subtle is quietly influencing your strength every single day? One of the most overlooked factors is something you encounter multiple times daily: the food on your plate. After the age of 60 or 65, your body no longer responds to food in the same way it did years ago. Certain foods that once seemed completely harmless can begin to affect circulation, muscle function, and even the tiny nerve signals that help you stay balanced. The change is gradual, almost unnoticeable at first. There's no sudden warning, just small shifts. Your steps feel less certain. Standing for long periods becomes tiring. You may even notice that your confidence while walking isn't quite the same. And here's why this matters more than most people realize. Losing balance doesn't happen overnight. It builds quietly over time. When your legs weaken and your coordination declines, even a simple misstep can become a serious problem. That's why maintaining strength and stability is not just about comfort, it's about independence. The surprising part is that some of the foods contributing to this problem are commonly found in everyday kitchens. In fact, many of them are often considered normal, or even healthy. At the same time, there are also simple, natural foods that can support better circulation, stronger muscles, and more stable movement if you know what to choose. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 3 foods that may be working against your strength without you realizing it, and 3 foods that can help support your body in staying steady, active, and confident. Small changes can make a meaningful difference, and it all begins with understanding what's really happening inside your body. If your legs often feel heavy, cold, or less steady than before, the reason might not be what you think, and the solution could be simpler than expected. One of the key issues that develops with age is reduced blood flow. Over time, blood vessels can become narrower and less flexible, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach the lower parts of the body, especially the legs and feet. When this happens, muscles don't get the support they need, and nerve signals become weaker. That's when you may start noticing signs like fatigue when walking, numbness in your feet, or a feeling of instability. This is where beets can make a meaningful difference. Beets are naturally rich in compounds called nitrates. When you eat them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a substance that helps relax and widen blood vessels. Think of it like opening up a narrow pathway so that blood can move more freely. With improved circulation, your muscles receive more oxygen, and your legs can feel more responsive and supported. Many people don't connect simple symptoms like cold feet or slower walking speed to circulation, but the connection is very real. When blood flow improves, everyday movements can feel smoother and less tiring. Even small improvements in circulation can support better balance and overall mobility. Adding beets to your routine doesn't have to be complicated. You can roast them for a warm side dish, slice them into salads, or blend a small portion into a smoothie with fruits like berries and a bit of ginger to balance the flavor. Even a few servings per week can provide noticeable support over time. The key is consistency, not perfection. Small, regular choices like this can help your body work more efficiently and support the strength you rely on every day. If your balance feels slightly off or your steps aren't as steady as they used to be, the issue may not start in your muscles. It could begin with your blood sugar. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar levels. When you eat foods that cause sharp spikes and drops, this cycle can gradually affect the small blood vessels and delicate nerves in your feet. These nerves act like tiny sensors, constantly sending signals to your brain about your position and movement. When they don't function properly, your sense of balance can quietly decline. This is where sweet potatoes stand out as a powerful, supportive choice. Unlike regular white potatoes, sweet potatoes have a lower glycemic impact. That means they release energy more slowly and steadily instead of causing sudden spikes. This steady flow helps protect the small blood vessels and keeps those important nerve signals working more effectively. Over time, this can support better coordination and more stable movement. In addition, sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This nutrient plays an important role in maintaining clear vision, another key factor in staying balanced and aware of your surroundings. They also provide potassium and magnesium, which support muscle function and may help reduce common issues like leg cramps or fatigue. Many people think all potatoes are the same, but the difference here is meaningful. Regular potatoes can cause faster blood sugar changes, while sweet potatoes help maintain a more stable internal environment. In everyday life, this can translate into small but noticeable benefits. Walking may feel less tiring, standing may feel more comfortable, and your overall sense of stability can improve. You can enjoy sweet potatoes in simple ways, baked, lightly mashed, or added to soups and stews. Keeping the skin on when possible adds extra fiber and nutrients. Over time, choosing foods that support steady energy and healthy nerve function can make a real difference in how confidently you move each day. What if your ability to stay balanced isn't just about your legs, but also about how quickly your brain reacts? Many people focus only on muscle strength when they think about stability, but balance is actually a combination of strong muscles, healthy blood flow, and fast communication between your brain and body. When that communication slows down, even slightly, your ability to recover from a small misstep becomes weaker. This is where kale can play an important role. Kale is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin K, a nutrient that helps regulate how calcium is used in your body. As we age, calcium doesn't always stay where it should. Instead of supporting strong bones, it can begin to accumulate in blood vessels, making them stiffer and less flexible. When blood vessels lose flexibility, circulation becomes less efficient, especially in the lower body. By supporting proper calcium balance, vitamin K helps keep blood vessels clearer and more flexible, which allows blood to flow more easily to your muscles and nerves. Better circulation means your legs receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay responsive and strong. But kale offers another benefit that many people overlook: lutein. Lutein is often associated with eye health, but it also plays a role in supporting brain function. It contributes to maintaining processing speed, which is essential when your body needs to react quickly. Imagine stepping on an uneven surface. Your brain must instantly recognize the change and send signals to adjust your posture. That split-second response is what helps prevent a loss of balance. When this response slows down, even by a fraction of a second, it becomes harder to correct small movements in time. Including kale in your meals can help support both physical and cognitive aspects of balance. You can add it to salads, lightly sauté it, or blend it into smoothies. If the texture feels too tough, gently massaging the leaves with a little oil can make it easier to enjoy. Over time, these small nutritional choices can help your body stay more coordinated, responsive, and steady in everyday movements. What if some of the foods you trust the most are quietly working against you? Up to this point, we've talked about simple choices that can support your strength, balance, and overall stability. And the encouraging part is that your body responds to these positive changes, even over time. But there's another side to this that many people never consider. It's not always about what you're missing, it's often about what you're unknowingly including. Many older adults believe they are eating in a balanced, thoughtful way. They choose familiar foods, follow long-standing habits, and try to do what feels right. But the truth is, some of these everyday foods can gradually interfere with circulation, increase internal stress in the body, and weaken the very systems that help you stay steady. The challenge is that these effects don't appear all at once. They build slowly, without clear signals, until one day you simply feel less stable than before. This is why awareness matters. Because once you recognize which foods may not be supporting your body the way you expect, you can begin making small adjustments that truly work in your favor. And the next few examples may surprise you. It may look harmless on your plate, but this everyday food could be quietly affecting how your body feels over time. Corn is a staple in many diets. It's familiar, widely available, and often seen as a simple, natural choice. But for older adults, eating it frequently may have effects that are easy to overlook. One of the main concerns comes from its high content of omega-6 fatty acids. While the body does need some omega-6, the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats is what truly matters. When omega-6 intake becomes too high compared to omega-3, it can encourage a state of low-level inflammation in the body. This kind of inflammation doesn't feel obvious at first. There's no immediate discomfort or clear signal. Instead, it builds gradually, affecting blood vessels, joints, and even the small nerves in your feet. Over time, this can influence how well your body maintains stability and movement. Corn also has a relatively high glycemic effect, meaning it can raise blood sugar levels more quickly than expected. Repeated spikes in blood sugar may place stress on small blood vessels and nerve endings, especially in the lower body. These are the same systems that help your feet sense the ground and adjust your posture as you move. The impact is subtle. You might simply notice that walking feels a bit more tiring, or that your balance isn't quite as steady as before. These changes often develop slowly, making them easy to dismiss as normal aging. Another factor is how commonly corn appears in daily meals. It's found not only as whole kernels, but also in processed forms like corn-based snacks, syrups, and oils. This makes it easy to consume more than intended without realizing it. This doesn't mean you need to avoid corn completely. The key is moderation and awareness. Reducing frequent intake and balancing your diet with foods that support better circulation and lower inflammation can make a meaningful difference over time. Small adjustments like this can help your body maintain a more stable and supportive internal environment, especially as your needs change with age. It's a pantry staple in many homes, but this convenient ingredient may not be as supportive as it seems, especially over time. Canned tomatoes are often used in soups, sauces, and everyday cooking. They're practical, affordable, and widely considered a healthy option. However, the way they are processed and stored can introduce factors that are easy to overlook. One concern is the lining of many cans, which may contain a compound known as BPA. Because tomatoes are naturally acidic, they can interact with the can lining, increasing the chance that small amounts of this compound enter the food. Over time, frequent exposure may contribute to internal stress in the body, particularly related to inflammation and balance in certain biological systems. Another important factor is sodium. Many canned tomato products contain added salt to preserve flavor and shelf life. While sodium is necessary in small amounts, excess intake can influence blood pressure and fluid balance. When sodium levels are consistently high, the body may retain more fluid, which can place extra strain on blood vessels. This can affect circulation, especially in the lower parts of the body. When blood flow becomes less efficient, muscles and nerves may not receive the same level of oxygen and nutrients. Over time, this can impact how your legs feel during everyday activities, including walking or standing for longer periods. The challenge is that these effects are not immediate. They develop gradually, often without clear signs, making it difficult to connect them back to a specific habit. The good news is that simple adjustments can make a difference. Whenever possible, using fresh tomatoes is a great alternative. If canned options are more practical, look for products labeled BPA-free and no added salt. These small changes can help reduce unnecessary strain on your body while still allowing you to enjoy familiar meals. Being mindful of these details doesn't require major changes, just a more informed approach to everyday choices. It looks fresh, light, and healthy. But what if this common salad ingredient is giving your body almost nothing in return? Iceberg lettuce is often chosen as a safe and refreshing base for meals. Many people feel they are making a healthy choice by adding it to their plate regularly. But when you look closer, it's easy to see a hidden issue. Iceberg lettuce is made up of mostly water over 90%. While hydration is important, this also means it contains very low amounts of essential nutrients. Compared to darker leafy greens, it provides minimal levels of vitamins, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds that your body relies on for strength and function. This leads to a concept that is rarely discussed: nutrient displacement. Your body can only take in a certain amount of food each day. When a large portion of that food provides very little nutritional value, it takes the place of foods that could offer real support. In other words, you may feel full, but your body is still missing key nutrients it needs to function well. Over time, this can have subtle but meaningful effects. Low intake of nutrients like vitamin K, magnesium, and folate may influence bone strength, muscle function, and circulation. These are all important factors in maintaining steady movement and coordination. The challenge is that this doesn't happen quickly. It builds gradually, making it easy to overlook. You might simply notice that your legs feel weaker, or that your energy isn't quite the same, without realizing that your daily food choices are part of the picture. The solution is simple and doesn't require giving up salads. Instead of relying on iceberg lettuce, Try incorporating darker greens, such as kale, spinach, or arugula. These options are far more nutrient-dense and provide meaningful support for your body. Small changes like this can shift your meals from simply filling to truly nourishing, helping you maintain strength, balance, and overall well-being over time. If you remember just 3 things from everything we've discussed, these are the ones that matter most. Your strength, balance, and overall stability are not shaped by a single food, but by a pattern. And that pattern is built on 3 key pillars: healthy blood flow, stable blood sugar, and controlled inflammation. First, blood flow. Your muscles and nerves depend on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. When circulation is supported, your legs feel more responsive, and movement becomes more confident. Foods like beets and nutrient-rich greens help keep this system working efficiently. Second, blood sugar balance. Sudden spikes and drops can gradually affect the small vessels and nerve signals that help you stay steady. Choosing foods that release energy slowly, like sweet potatoes, helps protect these delicate systems and supports better coordination. Third, inflammation. Low-level, long-term inflammation can quietly influence how your body functions. It can affect joints, circulation, and even the signals between your brain and body. Being mindful of foods that may increase this internal stress, while choosing more balanced options, helps maintain a more stable internal environment. When you look at everything together, the message becomes simple. It's not about strict rules or perfect eating, it's about understanding how your daily choices support or challenge your body over time. Small, consistent adjustments can help you maintain strength, stability, and confidence in your everyday movements. What if the way you move 6 months from now is being shaped by the choices you make today? It's easy to think that changes in strength, balance, or energy are simply part of time passing. But the truth is, your body is constantly responding to what you give it. Every meal, every habit, every small decision, and even subtle adjustments can begin to shift how you feel in your daily life. You don't need a complicated plan. You don't need to change everything at once. What matters most is consistency. Choosing foods that support better circulation can help your legs feel lighter and more responsive. Supporting stable blood sugar can protect the tiny signals that keep you steady. Reducing unnecessary strain from certain foods can help your body function more smoothly over time. These may seem like small steps, but together, they create a powerful foundation. And the results are not just physical. They show up in the confidence you feel when you stand up and take a step, in the ease of walking across a room without hesitation, in the comfort of knowing your body is working with you, not against you. These are the moments that shape your independence, the ability to move freely, to go where you want, and to live on your own terms. Many people believe it's too late to make a difference, but that's not the case. The human body has an incredible ability to adapt, even later in life. When you begin to support it in the right ways, it responds, not instantly, but steadily. Think of it like building strength, one layer at a time. A better choice today, another tomorrow. Over weeks and months, those choices begin to add up. And one day, you may notice that walking feels a little easier, standing feels more stable, and your movements feel more natural again. This is not about perfection. It's about direction. Every positive change, no matter how small it seems, moves you closer to a stronger, more stable version of yourself. And that version of you is still within reach. So as you move forward, remember this. What you put on your plate is not just food, it's information for your body. It tells your system how to function, how to repair, and how to stay resilient. And with each thoughtful choice, you are investing in your ability to stay active, capable, and confident in the years ahead. Small changes, consistent actions, meaningful results. It all begins today.